Hello, my name is Tamu Thomas. Welcome to my channel. I am a coach for purpose driven women with social impact businesses. I am also a keynote speaker, a podcaster, and soon to be published author. And today I am starting my YouTube channel. I have had it on my heart to start using my YouTube channel to share the ideas and things I think about, experiences I have, etc. But I've been procrastinating. Why I have been procrastinating is because I have some perfection tendencies, but my tendencies for perfection are not as strong as my desire to do things, to do the things. Start again. Hello, and welcome to my channel. My name is Tamu Thomas. I am a life coach for purpose driven women with social impact businesses. I am also a keynote speaker, a podcaster, and a soon to be published author. And today is the day I am starting my YouTube channel. I have had starting my YouTube channel and using it to share my ideas and thoughts and experiences, etc., for the longest while, but I have procrastinated because I have some perfection tendencies. However, my desire to do things, my curiosity, my compulsion to share my ideas and my thoughts and methods with people, and my desire to grow, it's like one of my top values is growth, outweighs that perfection. So perfection can hold me back for a really long time, but there comes a point where I'm like, you know what, we're just going to get started. And today is that day. So what am I going to be talking about on my channel? Well, I am a multi passionate, multi creative, curious lover of life. I am passionate about women experiencing more joy and more pleasure in their lives because Brene Brown has taught us when we try to numb pain, we simultaneously numb joy. And what I have experienced in my own journey and in my career as a coach is that when we allow ourselves to experience joy and pleasure, we build our capacity. You know, joy and pleasure are one of the ways our bodies detect signs of safety because we do not feel we cannot experience pleasure and joy when we don't feel safe. And when we allow ourselves to experience more joy and pleasure, we then open ourselves up to feeling in general, and feeling more joy and more pleasure, getting clear about what gives your life joy and pleasure. And I'm going to be saying those words a lot, enables us to take the risk of truly living. Feeling safe isn't about being protected from all the ills in the world and just being positive. Polyvagal theory teaches us that feeling safe allows us to take the risk of truly living. It allows us to be risk aware rather than risk averse. I'm a trained somatic coach. I'm constantly studying things about our nervous system, about the neuroscience of connection and belonging, and what makes us feel safe as human beings. So I'll be talking a lot about those kind of things. I like to consider myself as living at the intersection of science and spirituality. And in terms of my work, and I think my life mission, I am passionate about women deconditioning themselves from the toxic systems in which we live. I talk a lot about what I refer to as the trinity of oppression, which is capitalism, patriarchy, and white supremacy, because I see the ways in which these systems come together and intersect and create an environment where women are conditioned to normalize overfunctioning, overworking, overgiving, pleasing, codependency to prove our worth, and I call time. We live in a system that treats us citizens like commodities. We are conditioned from the moment we enter school, and I believe before that, from the womb, we are conditioned to commodify ourselves and to exploit ourselves in exchange for approval and profit that never sees our pockets. And I call time on that. I like to work with women to cultivate a sense of deep self trust, to treat themselves with reverence and respect the wisdom of our bodies. The wisdom contained in our bodies has evolved over millennia. And there's that famous book by what's his name? Your body keeps the score. Your body keeps the score for things that cause us trauma, and it also keeps the score for things that support post-traumatic growth. So I'm going to be talking about all those sorts of things and my thoughts, my musings, experiences, etc. And I'm also going to be talking a lot about my book, Women Who Work Too Much. Break free from toxic productivity and find your joy, because I believe this is an important book, a culture shifting book. It is aimed at women, but it is for all human beings. We've all got a lot to learn from this book. This book is a galvanizing manifesto for change. I am encouraging us to detox, to decolonize from the message that women can have it all, because that really means women can do it all, and for us to develop a relationship with ourselves and each other so we can make conscious choices about who we want to be, how we want to live, how we want to live in relationship to each other, and how we want to take care of this planet. This book is published by Hay House on the 5th of March, and it is available all across the world wherever you order your books. I come from a social work background. I was a children and families social worker, specializing in child protection and court work for nearly 16 years. 2 of those years, I had my own private practice. And the reason I'm telling you this is because I have utilized a lot of my social work background in this book. And rather than it being a book that's just about theory and ideas, it's a book you do. I am looking at the practical application of things from the world of somatics, neuroscience, positive psychology, polyvagal theory, and then some. I have referred to lots of credible research, and at the end of every paragraph, at the end of every chapter, there is an activity for you to do, for you to find your joy. And throughout the chapter, there are exercises so that you can reflect on the conditions that have created the environment you're living in and how you react in response to that environment, so that you can start to make powerful, conscious choices about how you want to experience this life. It's a book you do as well as a book you read, and I'm hoping that it will be a culture shifting book. There is a lot more I can say, but I will leave it there. I want this to be a short introduction. In my next video, I will be talking about the introduction of this book, and I will be creating a series of videos that talks about the concepts in this book, my inspiration, my writing journey, some of the quotes I've got in this book and why. But for now, no, before I go, one of the things that led me to writing this book was my own existential crisis that began, I'm saying it began in 2015, but it began way before that. And during that existential crisis, where I was working far too much and living far too little, where I had been conditioned to normalize burnout and to seek or to believe that I was more important and that I was a more valuable human being because of how busy I was. My existential crisis brought up a whole load of health issues, which I know was my body saying, do you know what, woman? You have to stop. Because if you carry on the way you are going to end up with some kind of mental ill health that is going to really put a brake on who you want to be and how you want to be. And also, I've got a child, and I remember looking at her thinking, oh my goodness, with the way I am working to live, I am having to constantly scrape the bottom of the barrel of energy to be able to be your parent. And I don't want to role model that for you. I don't want you to experience me in that way. I want you, my child, who didn't ask to be born, to experience me as vibrant, as energetic, as joyful and present. And when I started to think about the conditions that led me to being in that position and look around me, I saw a disco ball of mirrors of women who were having similar experiences. When I started my career as a coach, I was seeing this reflected back to me time and time again in different versions from women from all kinds of different walks of life. And then it dawned on me, it's not an individual situation. It's not about needing self-improvement, it's about needing systemic change. What I realized is that the commonality between the people in my personal life and the people in my professional life is that we are all socialized in the same system. And I realized that the constantly overworking, overgiving, overachieving, all of that stuff to prove ourselves as worthy was actually a systemic issue. It's actually a social justice issue. And one of the cornerstones of this book is the science of human connection. We often do things individually because we are living in a system that is about hyper individualism, and the changes we want to experience, the improvement we want to experience in our lives, and the changes we want to make for the greater good of our planet and all of us that live on it require us healing ourselves and healing each other in community. Self care cannot be self care if we do not have community care. Community care cannot be community care if we do not have a system that is rooted in care. And this book explores ways that we can do that. Pat on my back for ripping off the seal and getting this YouTube channel started. I look forward to creating more videos and hope that you will comment and share what comes up for you as you listen to my musings, insights, and all that good stuff. Okay, take care. Goodbye.